Welcome all, my name's Robert.
And my name is Austin. And we are the Morris Brothers.
Today we have the privilege of yet again hosting another Bethany Youth Christmas special.
Robert, we will actually have some help this time, as Bella's coming in to host with us.
That's great. We are so glad that you all tuned in.
We hope that by watching this, your heart will be that much more ready for celebrating Christmas and the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ.
We will be hearing some songs, hearing what students have been up to, and what we hope to be up to next year.
We will also be hearing from some students' hearts as they share what Christmas means to them and to us.
To get things started off, we have an oldie, but always a goodie.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, and making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight! Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Bethany bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got unstuck. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Now the ground is wide, play it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing the sleighing song. Just get a bobtail bag, 240 at his feet. Hitch him to an open sleigh and crack, he'll take the lead. Oh, jingle bells, all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
So good. Thanks, ladies, for getting us all warmed up.
I need me some marshmallows. I feel like I just pulled up to a seat at the campfire.
Christmas songs always warm you up. That is for sure. You know what else warms me up?
What, Austin?
Hearing Ryan tell us how he has seen students reach out and help others.
I am Ryan, and this past summer I got the pleasure in going on both youth ministry trips to both Brooklyn and Camp Bethany, a local work camp that we set up. And first was Camp Bethany, and there we were tasked with, some of us were working on the fence, and my group, we were tasked with building or replacing the floorboards, the plywood, all that goes underneath on the front patio. And it was very exhausting, long work, having like the first days. It was pretty fun though, I will say, just demolishing, pulling up a bunch of boards, a bunch of nails, but the nails were fairly tedious, just having to go around and make sure there was like little mini nails that were very difficult to get up at times. And then we got to the point where we had it all cleared out, and one of the people working with us, Brandon, had actually, his leg fell through, were part of the old tar paper. I'm not sure if there was the old plywood there, but his leg fell through. He was fine. It was kind of just thing, we kind of just laughed it off after. He was perfectly fine, and we just continued after. We just made sure to be more careful to avoid those weak spots potentially and make sure nobody else would fall through. And nobody did, thankfully. I don't think anybody else did. But either way, then we just, by that point, once we had everything up, we put back the plywood and had to cut it in certain ways so that it could perfectly fit and shape to all under the pillars or whatever, to make sure that it could go on and we could put the floorboards on top and have it as a steady new refinished patio. And that took a couple days just to finish after we demolished it. And it was, I will say, it was exhausting, but it was extremely rewarding, especially just seeing the gratification and just how happy and how much joy we brought to people we were helping. And it was, there's almost nothing that could beat that feeling. It was just a really fun trip. I mean, you may not think that, oh, we got to do this work. It can be really fun when you're around a lot of people and you're just having fun with a bunch of people, all your friends and whatever. And it was a very rewarding experience. Absolutely would recommend it. And the next trip, the following week, was Brooklyn. And there we traveled up to Brooklyn. This time we stayed in Queens. And we put up a VBS. There's a church up there, Bethany United Methodist, as well, that we found. I think Gary and Doug and whatever found that church a few years ago, and we've been with them ever since. Obviously couldn't do it in 2020 because of COVID, but we got a call to go up there just a few months before the summer and this past year, and we only had around maybe 3 or 4 months to completely plan for the trip, and it was a bit, we just had to go with the flow of things, but it worked. We made it work, and it was very, very much, we had to fly. We had to get everything ready in a short period of time, and we did. And we got up there, and obviously because of COVID, we knew things were gonna be, anything could change, and we had to modify potentially, because up there they were actually having a roof project done while we were there. So I run the rec station. That's what I had run the past 2 years. And the area, they have a little pavement area out behind the church. However, they had all the materials for the roofs out there. So we had to essentially combine the two stations, the music and the rec station, into where their fellowship hall area is, and have it as more of like a combined type station. And we had to improvise and just play some of the games that we had planned would either just end really quickly and we just had to fly and go on the fly and figure something else out. But all in all, it worked out really well. And I got the pleasure to go around with the preschoolers, like 4 and 5-year-olds. And man, do they appreciate you. They really get attached. Like, all those kids there are so grateful to see people and get out of their houses and just have someone to interact with and maybe make their day a lot better, because some of them are in really rough situations that I could never even imagine going through, some of the things that those kids go through, let alone at 9, 10 years old, even 8 years old. It's just beyond my comprehension. And just to be there and to make their day, just make their week, and just put a memory in there that they're always going to remember the rest of their life. We see people there that come back every year. They remember you. They remember your name. They try to act all tough at the end, and sometimes they'll act like they don't miss you, but they really do. And it's a good, entirely rewarding experience, and I really look forward to going on more of these trips, and would absolutely recommend for more people to come along as well.
Thanks, Ryan. We couldn't have done it without you getting us to the subway systems. It was so nice to be with all those little kids, and it really warmed my soul. To warm your soul, here's Kelly singing a song.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, but I brought some corn for popping. The lights are tuning way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Wow, Kelly, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that song with us.
During the pandemic, we filled our time with many different things. Some good, and some not so much. But Cassidy would like to tell you all what she and her mom were up to.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Bale, and I'm currently a senior at Mount Hebron High School, and over the past 3 or 4 years, I have gotten to participate in some of the most amazing service opportunities, the first being Camp Hope in the summers of 2018 and 2019. I attended with the Bethany youth group, and that was so fun, and I learned so much from it. I got to meet new people from churches all over Maryland, and we got to bond through our love of Christ and service. We got to go into the community and help rebuild homes, which was something I hadn't really done before, but it was so fun, and I took away so much from that experience. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, my mom and I went to the Maryland Food Bank once a month, and we worked in both the kitchen, where we helped to package lunches that would go to students all over Howard County and Maryland. And then we also worked in the warehouse, where we got to organize and package and distribute food, which would also go into the community. And then in October of 2021, my mom and I went to First Fruit Farm in Freeland, Maryland, which is also organized through the Maryland Food Bank. And there we actually got to harvest and organize the food. So I got to see pretty much every step of the process, and that was so crazy to see it all come together and be part of the harvesting, the packaging, and the distributing. And then most recently, I helped to organize and I participated in my school's annual Canned Food Drive, which was mostly student-led, so it was crazy that it was, we had a lot of responsibility in that case, where we went out and we had to organize our own opportunities to get donations, both money and cans. And then personally, my class raised over 10,000 cans. And then actually this week, Wednesday, December 22nd, I believe, 21st, we're gonna go deliver the food personally to the people in need in Howard County. So I love service, and it has impacted me as a person so much, and I hope that everybody stays safe and has a Merry Christmas. Bethany, goodbye.
So cool, Cassidy. Great planning on setting up something with your mom in the Maryland Food Bank. It is so cool and helps so many people. I agree with you too, that getting involved with the mission trips here at Bethany really helped you see the world differently. Chelsea helped out at Camp Bethany this summer. Take a listen at what she experienced.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Finnegan, and I am going to be talking about the mission trip that we had this summer for our church. So this summer 2021, I had the amazing opportunity to do a mission trip for our church. I got to work with many friends and people that I haven't got to know very well, but did after working in 90-degree weather and dirt. We became very close. I also got the chance to work with a group of grumpy old men, as we called them, that brought so many tools and things that helped us with our project and provided us with so many good memories. And they were so great to work with. The Tuesday night that we were working on our project was probably one of my favorite nights, because we finished the project we were working on that was super hard and provided lots of learning experience, and we showered because we had dirt all over us. We came back to the church and we sat down to play a card game that we all came to know very well, and we had so much fun with that. So, yeah, that was my experience, and it was totally amazing.
They always say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'm going to show you some pictures of the kids helping out in Camp Brooklyn and Camp Bethany this summer.
Hey, Robert, I think you could fit in with all those grumpy old men now, especially with your sucky little beard. Thanks, Chelsea, for sharing all you did. Sounds like a great week.
I do actually agree with you, Alstain. I think, though, I could fit in with those grumpy old men, but I lack one thing.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Some cool tools.
Mm.
Here are two brothers, Jose and Bear Foth, singing O Come All Ye Faithful.
appearing. Oh,
Thank you, Jose and Bear. That was really awesome. So I've grown up with Micah, and I've even shoved a cupcake or two in his face, and I'm really excited to be able to share with you guys what he's going to say about God and his Christmas.
Hello, my name is Micah Cooney, and my favorite part of the Christmas story is how God really uses Jesus being heaven's perfect lamb, or God's lamb, to tie everything together and really make a seemingly random series of events fit together. To start, Jesus was born in Bethlehem because a census was being done in Rome at the time. Julius Caesar called a census, and Joseph and Mary had to go back to Joseph's hometown of Bethlehem. Bethlehem was a place where many lambs were born to be sacrificed to God. They sacrificed perfect lambs to cover up people's sins in the Old Testament, and this is very fitting for what's going to happen on later in Jesus' life. He was born in a manger and in a stable, or in a stable and a manger, and this is because, Mary and Joseph couldn't find anywhere else to stay. They couldn't find a hotel to stay in. There's relatives' houses. Everything was full except for this manger. I keep saying manger, except for this stable, which had a manger inside. And then Mary gave birth to Jesus inside of the stable. And this is really interesting because animals like sheep or a lamb would be born in a stable with shepherds there, and shepherds were there after the birth. They came because these angels told them that they need to go and see this baby boy, this God's son. And these three seemingly random events all fit together to just show that Jesus is heaven's lamb, God's lamb. And this is interesting because Jesus was going to be sacrificed like a lamb later on in his life. This is a bit past the Christmas story, but lambs were generally sacrificed, or a perfect lamb was generally sacrificed as a temporary solution, people covering up their sins, basically. And Jesus was going to be, or was, the permanent solution. He was heaven's perfect lamb. In John 1:29, it says, "Behold the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world." Not covers up, but takes away the sin of the world. And I really think that this is interesting because all of these random things really fit together with Jesus being heaven's perfect lamb. Thank you.
That was a great message, Micah. Something we should all think about. God surely had a plan that he wanted us to get. The question we all have to ask ourselves is, do we get it?
I agree, Austin. I'd just like to add that knowing the plan in our mind is one thing, but knowing the plan in our hearts, that's the point of Christmas. We needed a sacrificial lamb, and God gave that to us.
And that, Robert, is the message of Christmas. And if we know that, we simply can't not tell people.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching,
that song. Now if we could only get to action with the first 2 words. Go tell. One way we can do that is by loving others. We are looking to go tell this summer, or should I say, go and love. We are planning to do another Camp Bethany and hoping to get back to New York City to run another kids camp in Brooklyn. If you would want to help us, we set up a GoFundMe page, BUMC Youth Missions 2022. Just go to gofundme.com and search for BUMC Youth Missions 2022.
Thanks, Bella. I know Brooklyn and the kids there have a special place in your heart and in the hearts of many, as I'm sure you are in theirs.
We have one more song for you that Emily's going to sing to finish us out.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we'll always be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Thank you all so much for watching.
And remember, you can help support the youth missions for next year by going to the GoFundMe page and search for BUMC Youth Mission 2022.
We do hope you and yours have a wonderful Christmas as we close out 2021.
And that you have a happy new year from the Morse home. Happy holidays.